Hi there, my name is Louisa Mazinta, and today I'm going to be talking to you about marketing communications. When we look at marketing in the context of the world that we live in and the changing business realities, there are a couple of things that we really need to take cognizance of. The one thing is that we're living in a world where things are changing at such a rapid rate that it's very, very hard to keep up or to rely on the traditional means of maintaining our marketing communication strategy. We're also in a hyper-competitive world where competitors are coming from all over and we need to look for different ways to differentiate our products and our services and our offerings. Product life cycles are getting shorter, which means we need to get to market quicker with new products. We need to innovate constantly. And as we all know, time is money. And also, we're living in a world where the traditional channels of media, the mass communication mediums, are not working as well anymore. Our customers want us to speak to them directly. They want us to recognize them and to know who they are, understand their needs, their wants, and their aspirations. We're also in a world where information is hitting us from every single direction. There's a proliferation of channels, there's a proliferation of messages, and as marketers and communicators, we need to break through that clutter. We need to reach people with the kind of messages that they're looking forward and they're anticipating to receive. As Linda Stone said, we're living in a world of continuous partial attention, an ADDIG world, attention deficit disorder, instant gratification world, where all of the stimulus, all of these commercial messages are hitting us on a daily basis from a range of channels, and we as consumers have had enough of marketers shouting at us. The other reality that we face is that we have continuous pressure on our budgets, a lot of budget constraints, so we need to find clever ways to do more with less. The thing that can really help us as marketers, however, is this massive growth in digital technology and communications technology, which become very powerful enabling tools and techniques for us to use when we're trying to reach our target market. So I want to talk to you about some of the theory behind marketing communications and what it really is. And as you can see from the slide, many years ago, we started to look and to analyze at what makes people decide to buy one product or service over another. And at that time, the hierarchy of effects model was introduced, where it's really about capturing people's attention, stimulating their interest, creating a desire for the product or service that we have, and incentivizing them to take action. In other words, go into the store with their cash in hand and buy our product rather than our competitor's product. And there have been many adaptations of what we call the AIDA model over the years. I quite like this one. It comes from Forrester. They talk about gathering people's eyeballs or creating awareness for the products or services that we have, becoming part of their consideration set. In other words, if I'm going out to buy a car, I will consider a BMW or an Audi or a Toyota. Those will be in my consideration set, and there'll be various decisions that I make or various reasons that I make decisions. Then defining of those brands that are in my consideration set, which is the one that I have the preference for, which is the one that I really want, which is the one that will speak to me, that will give me some kind of meaning. And then once I've identified what my preference is, I have all the information I need, I will take action. I will go in and buy the product or service. And ultimately, over time, develop a relationship with that brand, have a loyalty to it, so that the next time I'm ready and I'm in the buying cycle, I will go in and I will buy from the same brand. So it's essentially a process that most people go through when they're making a decision about buying something. However, in today's day and age, when there are all kinds of other channels that we as consumers are engaging with, specifically in the new media space, the web, the social marketing arena, there are a whole lot of other different impacts on our decision-making processes. There's what our peers say, what the people that we listen to, that we believe have credibility in a specific buying behavior. It's what the competitors to your product or service are saying to me in the marketplace. It's what other users are saying, and it's what my friends and my colleagues and my families are recommending, that all come into this decision-making process when I'm going out to buy a product or service. And the other thing we've got to remember about making purchasing decisions is that there are certain decisions which are very complex decision-making processes. If I'm going out to buy a motor car, it'll take me a long time. There's a high involvement. There's an emotional impact on the decision-making process, as opposed to going into a supermarket and buying a bottle of bleach off the shelf. There's a very, very low emotional involvement in that purchase. It's a grudge purchase. It's something that's habitual, where I don't really get involved in thinking through the features and the benefits of the brands that I'm evaluating in my consideration set. So what happens in marketing communication is that as the marketer, we have a message that we want to take out to our marketplace, where we're positioning our brand or our product or service in the minds of the marketplace. We need to encode that message in a way that it will speak to the needs, the wants, and the aspirations of our target market. So we go through a process of defining the message, identifying and really understanding the needs of our market when we encode that message. The message is then communicated to the target market through a range of mediums, be it traditional advertising, sales promotion, direct marketing, the web, events, all kinds of different mediums that we can choose to communicate our message. On the other side, the consumer will decode our message. And if we've really done our work well and we truly understand who our target market is and what it is that they want and what it is they need, then the likelihood is that they will encode it appropriately based on how we want them to hear the message, and they are the receiver of the message. And based on how they encode that they decode that message, they will decide whether to include our brand in their consideration set when they're going out to buy the product or service that they're looking for. The major thing that happens inside of this process is there's a lot of noise because our competitors are shouting messages at them and trying to sell their products and services and the features and benefits of those. So it's become a very, very confusing marketplace for customers in terms of deciding what it is that they want to buy. So why are we talking about this? We are trying to make sure that our product and our service is the one that consumers make the decision to buy at that point of purchase. And when we are looking at the purpose of our marketing communication, we're looking at a number of factors when designing the strategy. The one is how do we differentiate our product or service in the mind of the consumer? What is the thing that will set our product or service apart? Or how do we remind them about a product that they maybe used in the past but haven't used for a while? How do we inform them about a new product that we're launching into the market? Or how do we persuade them to take the action that ultimately will bring money into our tills? And the way that you encode the message, the way that you design the message, will all be dependent on the type of objective that you're trying to achieve. Also, when it comes to communication strategies, you're either trying to pull customers directly to you to buy the product or service, and generally that's a business-to-consumer strategy, or you're going with a push strategy, which is really about communicating with the intermediary, communicating with the retailer or the wholesaler who is then going to on-sell your product or service to the marketplace. And it's about profiling and positioning your brand, your product or service in the minds of the market.